If his people prayed, those who bear his name would only seek his face, yeah, and turn from their own way.
Well, that's what I'm going to talk about today is if we just do the things that God wants us to do instead of just hearing what he wants us to hear and put it into action. Me and my bro James we did a little Bible study, a short one, but it really made a lot of sense after just reading it and understanding it. And it says in Romans 2, chapter 2, verse 13, it says, "For not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified." Meaning, if you just hear it, that's good. But if you do it, that's even better. Because you're actually doing what God wants you to do instead of doing what you want to do and what you want to hear. But then, that's not what I was getting to. I was getting to the main part, which it says in verse 21. It talks about how we teach, how we teach to other people. Do we teach it in our own lives? Like what we say, like for instance, it says in the same verse, it says, "Do you preach stealing, but do you steal? Do you say that a man should not commit adultery, but do you commit adultery? Do you worship idols, but do you worship idols?" Pretty much like, do you boast for the law? But then it says, "Do breaking the law dishonor thou God?" Like a question. But it's pretty much saying, like, do we do the things that we want to do, or do the things that God wants us to do? And like James says, he said, instead of just looking through windows, we should be looking at mirrors. Like, we should be looking at ourselves and seeing what we're doing inside our hearts, what God sees us, instead of how we want to see ourselves and how we want to judge other people, and we should just judge ourselves. So pretty much what the main thing about saying is just what it says in James 1:22 and 25, not just be hearers of the word, but be doers too. This saying, just, you can be hearers, but mostly be doers, because that's what God wants us to do. And so pretty much check yourself before you talk to other people, and you tell others about Christ, and tell others to be like, "Hey, you can't do that," or like, "Why are you or not? Well, why are you doing that? You're a Christian, but you're doing the same thing." So we shouldn't judge other people, and we shouldn't tell others people what they're doing. Instead of, we should be checking ourselves and see if we're doing the same thing. We should be checking ourselves daily to God and saying, "God, am I doing everything according to your will? Am I doing everything that Christian's supposed to do? Am I doing something wrong that's bringing me lower?" And I just want to let you guys know that God really loves you and He cares about you so much. And how people look at you is how they're going to see a Christian, and how they're going to look at Christ pretty much. If they see a Christian smoking, or if they see a person that just preached an awesome sermon, and then that next day they get on the breaking news, commit adultery with a 14-year-old. I mean, we just got to for us to be a Christian, we have to live ourselves as how God wants us to live, not how we want to live. And being Christ-like means being a Christian means being Christ-like, which means being perfect and being holy and acceptable unto Him, and being a living sacrifice to Him every day. And I just pray for you guys as you go out there your day, that you're living the Christian life, and not doing things that you want to do, but pretty much doing what God wants you to do, and living it up every day. I mean, it says it's pretty much talking about hypocrisy. Let's not be a hypocrite, and let's not put on that mask. Let's live for God every day and be a Christian. Love you guys.